Imagine you could take a photo of a person born in the year 3026 and hold it next to a photo of yourself. Would you even recognize them as the same species? For most of human history, evolution moved too slowly to notice in a lifetime. But something strange happened in the last few centuries. We started changing the rules. So what happens if we run the tape forward 1,000 years? Natural selection used to work one way. The traits that helped you survive and have kids got passed on. The traits that didn't disappeared. It's brutal, but it's simple. Here's the problem for that old system. Modern medicine broke it. A person born with poor eyesight, a weak immune system, or a genetic condition that would have been fatal 200 years ago now survives, thrives, and has children just as easily as anyone else. That means the trait's natural. Selection used to filter out or staying in the gene pool. Evolution by survival pressure. The force that shaped every human before you is quietly grinding to a halt. But that doesn't mean humans stop changing. It means something else takes over. Choice. We already have decent evidence for how fast small changes can spread. Take wisdom teeth. Our ancestors needed a bigger jaw and extra molars to grind tough raw plants. Cooking food and eating softer diets made that jaw space unnecessary, and today, roughly a third of people are born missing at least one wisdom tooth completely. Give it another 1,000 years, and wisdom teeth could just be gone. Or take milk. 10,000 years ago, almost no adult on Earth could digest it. Then dairy farming spread through parts of Europe and Africa, and a mutation that let adults digest lactose spread through those populations in what is, evolutionarily speaking, an eye blink. Today, most adults of Northern European descent can drink milk their whole lives without issue. Now imagine that same process, but on purpose. In 2018, a scientist in China used a gene editing tool called CRISPR to alter the DNA of twin embryos before birth. It caused global outrage. He was sentenced to prison. But the tool didn't go away. CRISPR lets scientists cut and edit specific sections of DNA with a precision. That was science fiction 20 years ago. Right now, it treats diseases like sickle cell anemia and inherited blindness. But the same tool that fixes a disease gene can, in theory, adjust almost anything encoded in DNA. Height, muscle density, resistance to cold. Give that technology 1,000 years to mature and become normal, and you're looking at a species that edits its own descendants on purpose. Then there's the environment we're building for ourselves. Right now, more than half of the human species lives in cities, staring at screens for hours a day, sitting instead of walking, breathing manufactured indoor air instead of the outdoors our bodies evolved for. Researchers have found a small, hook-shaped piece of bone growing at the base of some people's skulls, linked to hours spent looking down at phones. Multiply that pressure by 1,000 years, and small adaptations to a screen-facing lifestyle stop being outliers and become the default. Then there's space. If humans ever permanently settle Mars, gravity itself becomes a selection pressure. Astronauts who spend a year in microgravity return with weaker bones, an altered heart shape, and vision changes. A population living generation after generation in lower gravity would face completely different pressures than one on Earth. Give it 1,000 years, and you could end up with two visibly different versions of the human body. Then there's the merger most people don't think of as evolution. Technology fused directly to the body. Cochlear implants already restore hearing by wiring into the nerve. Brain-computer interfaces let paralyzed patients control a cursor with thought alone. A human born in the future might have abilities that come from hardware built into their body, not from DNA at all. So which of these forces wins? Nobody knows for certain, and this is where scientists disagree the most. Some argue technology has already ended human evolution as we know it. Once medicine keeps almost everyone alive to reproduce, and gene editing lets us choose traits directly, natural selection has nothing left to filter. Others argue the opposite. We're not ending evolution, we're accelerating it. Never before has a species had the ability to intentionally redesign itself faster than mutation ever could. Both groups agree. Whatever a human born in 3026 looks like, they got there through a completely different process than every human before them. Not survival of the fittest, survival of whatever we decided to keep. For 200,000 years, our bodies were shaped by pressures we couldn't control. Then we built medicine, computers, space stations, and tools to rewrite our own genetic code. Somewhere along the way, we stopped just adapting to the world. We started deciding what we wanted to become. And whatever comes out the other end of the next 1,000 years won't be an accident. It'll be a choice.